Tactical nuke ready.
But before I get into my history with this game, which spanned a long time actually, let's shove the trailer in first.
Revenge is like a ghost. It takes over every man it touches. Its thirst cannot be quenched until the last man standing has fallen.
This appears to be the work of the ultra-nationalists led by the shadow of Zakayev, one Vladimir Makarov. The Kremlin, however, sees it differently.
The Prime Minister has pledged full support to aid in any way possible.
Zakayev kept Makarov in check, but no longer.
The world's men of action will look and wonder how it came to this.
He's got a contact in Rio.
Don't you have a guy on the inside?
He's gone silent. Makarov's reach is spreading. This can only end one way.
You may be able to destroy me, but the beast will eventually come for you. Месть на мне, и я отомщу.
Alright, honestly, I may have lied. I didn't have that much history with the game, but a lot of things have happened when I played it the first time. Yeah. But let's go chronologically. In 2009, I remember seeing a commercial for the Xbox 360 at about 3 a.m. It was a commercial for both Rock Band 2 and Modern Warfare 2. Those are two great games, but weirdly enough, I can't find the commercial anywhere. I remember waking up not feeling well and watching it on TV trying to go back to sleep. But anyway, I didn't grow up with this game as many of my friends did, because in 2009, I was busy playing my PS2 and DS. Yeah, if I was playing Modern Warfare on anything, I was playing the first Modern Warfare on my brother's 360 or on my Nintendo DS, which actually wasn't that bad of a game. But while my friends were talking about classes, perks, and no Russian, I was playing Metal Gear Solid 3 and quite possibly the weakest port of Resident Evil 4. Eventually in high school, I bought a used copy of Modern Warfare 2. Yes, the Best Buy employee looked at me funny when I went up to the checkout, but that's because I bought the game in August of 2014, almost 5 full years after the game came out. And I'll be totally honest, when I bought the game, it wasn't a great time for me. But it was the end of freshman year. Nobody likes freshman year of high school. If you did, you're a liar. I wasn't a depressed kid, but I am one who worries a lot. Sophomore year onwards was a lot of fun in high school, to be honest. For a little more backstory, I'm not using names, because it's a YouTube channel, anything can happen, I could be found, and these people could actually get angry with me. But for a little backstory, I had a taste of my first heartbreak, mainly because it wasn't a real heartbreak. I was only 15. I couldn't sleep, and one of my friend's little sisters had recently passed away from brain cancer at that point. That friend totally fell off the grid. I couldn't reach her for months, and I was worried sick. Eventually, we spoke again in February of next year, but we just left it at that afterwards. At that point, though, I needed something to distract me, so I would play PS3 with my friends from school and even kids that I met online. And on the nights I couldn't sleep, I would play campaign-oriented video games, just to try to get some sort of solace, and the majority of the time it did work. Modern Warfare 2 was one of these games. During the day, I would play a lot of Black Ops 2 with my friends, but that's another video for another time, mainly because I love that game, I want to talk about it at some point. But I worked through Modern Warfare 2's campaign by myself, of course in my alone time at night. And at this time, I remember Modern Warfare 2 just being alright. And I bought it and wanted to play it because I played 1 and 3. Upon hearing 2 is the best in the series, I wanted to see if it was true. And spoiler for the review, it actually is. This game makes me incredibly happy with many things. It excels at delivering a fun game with a great cinematic feel without compromising the gameplay. It's not a game that overindulges in movie moments, and it's a fun game you can create intense moments like the Battlefield games. I beat this game on Veteran before I went to college, and I had an absolute blast with it. So the story here is a lot more like a James Bond movie than a war movie, especially with how many layers deep and how many action set pieces there are. You have the US Rangers, the CIA, the ex-SAS Super Duper Task Force 141, I don't even know. It's a mess, but it's an incredibly fun mess. So of course, let's discuss the missions one by one. However, there are spoilers in here if anybody cares about a game that came out 10 years ago.
Enemy nuke incoming! It's over!
SSDD. So Private First Class Joey Allen, his training mission is a lot like Modern Warfare 1's FNG. But instead of a Brit, you're playing as an American troop. Keith David tells you how to aim down the sights and teach the local militia how to, use the guns. He's pretty cool. I mean, he's Keith David, can't complain here. You get a little mock-up mission, of course, to run, because it was an early Modern Warfare game.
Amazing work, dude. Okay, now that's how you run the pit.
Team player. You're deployed immediately after you run the course. The Rangers are put into Afghanistan and you have to back up another platoon. After this, your character, Joey, is offered a spot in the CIA by General Shepard. Cliffhanger. SAS / Task Force 141. What's the difference? Everyone's British except for Shepard. Roach and Soap from Modern Warfare 1 go on a sneaky mission, and it turns into a Bond movie with their escape. Okay, seriously, I got some really good GoldenEye vibes here, especially with the hostage countdown and the daring escape.
Roach, go to Plan B.
Move out. Throw down your weapon and walk towards me. Slowly.
Finish the job, James. Blow them all to hell.
You have 10 seconds. 10. 9.
Keep going. Let's go. Bravo 6, we have you on visual. Get your ass on board. We're running on fumes here. Okay, they got the ACS. We're out of here.
I could just be seeing things because I want to, but it feels awesome. It really does. I love this mission.
С нами Бог. Remember, no Russian.
Ooh, okay. We gonna talk about no Russian. Okay, so no Russian. Alan is undercover as a terrorist and an ally to a man named Vladimir Makarov. They shoot up a full airport, and Makarov shoots Alan, and the world believes the airport shooting was an act of war by the US against Russia, with only Task Force 141 knowing the truth because Alan was a part of it in the CIA branch or some stuff. I don't fucking know. But you come in as a group of 5, you leave with 3 others. Didn't the Russian government investigate the bodies of the other men?
No, шевелитесь, get in. We've sent a strong message with this attack, Makarov.
That was no message.
Okay, so this mission is known for all the controversy surrounding the game. And they're currently referring to a lot of missions in the 2019 Modern Warfare as the new No Russian. Honestly, I'm okay with that. That seems like a good thing. That's a very good sign to me. Now I'll be honest, I'm not here to persuade you one way or the other, but this mission is a tool of storytelling. Undercover agents do things they wouldn't normally do. Think of Leonardo DiCaprio in The Departed.
How I feel. How do I feel?
Ryan, stop it. No, please. I ain't gonna hurt you.
You sit there with a mass murderer. A mass murderer. Your heart rate is jacked. Your hand? Steady.
Or Mr. Orange in Reservoir Dogs.
Right there! Get in the fucking car!
If the scenes I showed you made you feel uncomfortable, they were supposed to, that's the goal. It shows how these men feel. How normal people thrust into these situations feel working for the supposed greater good, trying to get the bad guys. The point for this scene is that it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. It's supposed to show how much a monster Makarov really is. Just like in The Departed and Reservoir Dogs. Now keep in mind, The Departed and Reservoir Dogs are rated R, for 17 and up. Modern Warfare 2 is rated M for 17 and up. There's hesitation in the briefing, and you're supposed to let you know Alan is having the same doubts as any other undercover agent. But he doesn't want to do this. This is adult-level storytelling, and I'm amazed they gave you a skip button. Because in movies, you have a skip button on the DVD. You can just do that whenever you want. They could have left it in and claimed it's not for everyone, deal with it, it's storytelling. But they wanted to please the masses, they gave you a skip button. But as an ending, side, question, tangent that I also have with this mission, why did they send a kid to do this? He was a private first class. In the Bond movies, for example, James Bond is a commander in the British Navy before he's even considered to be a secret agent. Meanwhile, they send a kid to do this. Alright, so takedown. Track down Makarov's ammo dealer, and this is Shepard's idea. This leads the 141 to favelas in South America. This level's total bullshit, I'll be honest with you. Bad guys are everywhere, and your backup is scripted to die. Soap grabs the dealer, and you never see the dealer again.
Ghost, a driver's dead. We're on foot. Meet us at the Hotel Rio and cut him off if you can. Roger, I'm on my way.
Robert! Hopefully that came out well. You now play as
Ramirez.
Under the command of Keith David. Russians commenced an invasion of the east coast of the United States. You have to defend Burger Town, and there are other restaurants in the area that, Russia pushes and tries to take. But it's like Red Dawn. Hell, the trophy for beating this on veteran is Red Dawn.
New plan. Baker! Ramirez. Take your team and secure the Burger Town. We're going to move Raptor over there. This location has been compromised. Everyone else, listen up. We're moving Raptor ASAP.
Okay, the Hornet's Nest, I'll be honest with you guys, it's kind of boring. You escape the favelas, you do a lot of running. Nothing really special here. It's whatever happens in the level just kind of happens to you. It just...
Roach! Roach! Wake up! Jump for it! Nikolai, we got him! Get us out of here!
Exodus. You lead a tank through a town in Virginia, and you have it kill everything for you. And I'll be honest, this level was a lot of fun on Veteran, I remember that. Your main objective is to find a VIP in their panic room and bring them back to base. This fails, it's a Modern Warfare game, you never succeed. But to be totally honest, this teddy bear doesn't have a friend, it's the most heartbreaking thing in the mission. And as you can see, I tried to take him back to base with me, but you can't.
We'll take them out at the same time. On your go.
Вижу морской воздух. Хватит ныть, а? Отчет не любишь.
The only easy day, ... was yesterday. You sneak onto an oil rig and kill all the bad guys for the US to take it over and use the SAM sites against the Russians. It's very simple. It's a lot of fun purely because you have a lot of slow motion breaching segments.
Clear. Room clear. Control. All hostages have been secured. I repeat, all hostages secured. Proceeding to LZ Bravo. Over.
The Gulag. I would say you sneak into the Gulag, but no, you just you blow it up and you just free the mysterious prisoner 627, which turns out to be Captain Price. You also see that Soap is holding his handgun, and when he realizes what he's doing, this happens.
Price? This belongs to you, sir. Who's Soap?
Whatever you're gonna do, Soap, do it fast! Let's go! Let's go! Push on! Go, go! Hang on!
Okay, after a big epic escape, you get a fucking emergency pattern? Honest to God, this stuff scared the shit out of me when I was little. I'm not even kidding. I would actually, scream and run, because I don't know if I was, sensitive to this kind of stuff, pitch-wise or anything else, but I remember being terrified of that noise, and honest to God, I was petrified and paralyzed when I heard this the first time. I wasn't expecting it. It's one of those things where, yeah, I defended No Russian because it's storytelling. This is just obnoxious and jump scary.
On your feet. We're off the mic. Roger, 2-1 actual out. Listen up. This evac site's getting hit hard. And we need to buy him some time. Hooah! Hooah!
All call signs. The LZ is under heavy fire. Uncover enemy positions and engage potential targets. They got optics on us. Snipers, RPG cans, and heavy arms fire. All
Request an airstrike. Over.
negative 2-1 actual. All available areas are currently tasked with multiple cataracts along the patrolling. Proceed west to the target building to provide support. Out.
Everyone, move up. Get out of the kill zone. We gotta buy some time for those cataract birds.
Of their own accord. Okay, this level's pretty simple, but again, it's a lot of fun. Protect the evacuation sites from Russian invasions. You do have to fight through the battlefield that used to be Washington, D.C., and it's your first taste of fun to come from these missions in D.C.
Sadler, target! 2 o'clock! Left! Charles, pass to me! I'm okay! Target! 9 o'clock! Range 50 meters! Take this and stay down! Race down! Record!
Contingency. It's a sneaky snow mission, but instead you have Price instead of Soap. Soap is back at base. Price goes against Shepard and launches a nuke at the eastern seaboard of the United States, but he detonates it in the atmosphere, creating an EMP effect more than a Splody effect.
Price, do you copy? The silo doors are open! I repeat, the silo doors are open! What? Wait, Price, no! We have a nuclear missile launch! Missile in the air!
Second Son. I actually do like the name of this mission. Because, you know, nuke, Second Son. Price's EMP hits the eastern United States. Now, start making your way to the White House, because with the skies clear and the power out, the US Rangers have a fighting chance to take back the Capitol.
What the hell are we gonna do now, man? Russians got us outnumbered, shit's falling from the sky, we're screwed, man. We're told.
Get it, Fifth Corporal. Our weapons still work, which means we can still kick some ass.
Whiskey Hotel. Okay, so in this mission you storm the White House and you take it back. This is another game within 12 months that had amazing music while you stormed the White House, the other being Splinter Cell Conviction. This mission ends with the US troops wanting to invade Moscow, and you have limited time to reach the roof before a bombing run. It's a lot like the film The Rock. You have to light flares in order to give the bombers the all clear to stop the run. Okay, loose ends. Oof. As you can tell, I really don't want to talk about this mission right now. It's... oof. Okay. So General Shepard gets a blank check from the US government to hunt down and kill Makarov. There are two places he could be, Afghanistan or Northern Russia. While Soap and Price investigate Afghanistan, Ghost and Roach are sent to investigate a chalet in Russia. The whole team dies. Ghost and Roach report to General Shepard with Makarov's playbook, and they're killed by the General. I don't know if this was my state of mind at the time, but I remember crying after this mission. Gaz is my favorite character in Modern Warfare, but Ghost's death actually had me weeping at 3 a.m. at 15 years old. It was kept a secret from me for that long, and I'm very happy about that. And I know he wasn't in 3. I honestly thought maybe he died a hero's death. No, he was just Han Solo'd. The only way I can describe this is through the boss's death in MGS3. That may be a big exaggeration, but I'm doing it anyway.
History will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth. Her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
And I'm actually crying after watching that scene too again. Okay, the enemy of my enemy. First off, let me just say, fuck you, Price. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. If you had doubts about Shepard, why didn't you share them with Soap or Ghost? The entire task force is dead because you kept your fucking mouth shut, you dumbass!
Have to trust someone to be betrayed. I never did.
Fuck you, you're a lying sack of shit, you mutton chop bastard! Okay. So you're back to playing as Soap like Modern Warfare 1. He's back to being a voiceless protagonist again. Price has given Shepard's location for Makarov because they're best buddies and they put the differences aside, don't you know? It's a Saturday morning cartoon, blah blah blah. I hate Price, I hate him so much, I fucking hate Price.
Makarov, you ever hear the old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Price, one day you're going to find that cuts both ways. Shepard is using Site Hotel Bravo. You know where it is. I'll see you there.
Looking forward to it. Give my regards to Zakhaev. You get there first.
Just like old times. Follow Price, do what he says, or you die. Just like Modern Warfare 1.
All units be advised, this is Gold Eagle. The site has been compromised. I'm executing Directive 116 Bravo. If you're still inside, your service will be honored. Shepard out.
Endgame. You drive a boat through a river full of shooters, helicopters, and kill Shepard on the other side.
The missile is fully programmed. It can't be stopped. In a matter of minutes, my plan will succeed. And thanks largely to your efforts, the British Navy will destroy the evidence.
Tomorrow, there will be no shortage of volunteers. No shortage of patriots. I know you understand.
There's a QuickTime event involved, sadly, but here it is set to better music.
Time to face destiny.
Time to face gravity!
Museum. It's a reward for finishing the game, and it's actually a lot of fun to play with. Spec Ops. Honestly, it's kind of boring in this one, isn't it? Maybe it's just me. I wasn't too thrilled with it this time. I like the Modern Warfare 3 one better. I know that's kind of spoils an extra view, but I like survival more than these missions, so. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And of course, I loved it. So let's talk about it some more. Let's start with something that just bugged me. I don't even know why it bugs me. Soap's name is John. So is Captain Price. But then you branch out of that and look at just entertainment as a whole. Snake in Metal Gear Solid 3, his big revelation is that his name is John. Raiden, Jack, or basically John. MGS2. Master Chief, apparently his name is just John. That's not even counting the film franchises, okay? You got McClane, Rambo, Matrix, Connor, Spartan, Wick. Wick even has his own series, John Wick. Keanu Reeves is awesome. The soundtrack for this game was composed by Hans Zimmer, and I truly believe it. His motifs can be heard throughout the game, and it's really cool. You don't hear many of the tracks in this review. Since I can't find a physical copy of it anywhere, I really don't want to pay the $10 and download it from iTunes. And I don't want to download it, because I'll just put a clip in, because I think this clip is hilarious, and I love the creator, of why I wouldn't do that.
All of the bad stuff, mislabeled files, viruses, malware, a really cool feature where every song is actually just Bill Clinton saying,
"I did not have sexual relations with that woman."
The quote, banter on a budget briefings that I loved in the last game, they're back. And they're not just bantering between two people that are close and they know each other and having a good time or just talking about a strategy. But where you may have had a couple of briefings last game where you had them say, enemy presence, substantial. This time, you mainly have them just saying, hey, are you guys seeing what we're seeing on this radar right in front of us that the player is looking at too? Because we're seeing a bunch of planes over I-95. And then you hear someone yell that there are a bunch of fighter jets over I-95. And at least hearing it now, being, in my 20s, it's like, oh my god, I know that road. Huh. Interesting.
We may have a minor ACS fault here. Do you have anything on your scope? Sierra Delta, repeat.
I'm looking at fighter jets over I-95! How the hell did they get through?
Stand by, attempting to contact the nearest unit in that sector.
I read you. This is 1st Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment. Sergeant Foley, acting commander of Hunter 2-1. Do you copy? Over.
All stations be advised. Satellite surveillance has been disabled. SOSUS and Payloss rays are inoperative at this time.
I would honestly say that Modern Warfare 2 is a sequel that is better than the original. Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 1 seems about the same fun, sure, absurdity, and just believability as The Empire Strikes Back to Star Wars. It's that good. But one thing is clear. If you're going to play this game, play it on either Recruit or Veteran. There's no in between. Regular and Hardened are just boring and annoying. But on Recruit, you can play it like Doom, and you can just not stop moving. Or you can play it on Veteran and play it like a simulator, try not to get shot. Multiplayer is surprisingly still functional after 10 years. I found matches quickly on PS3. Yeah, some were modded, and I ended up playing in a Ground War lobby when I selected TDM, but there are people that still play this game and enjoy playing it. I didn't find anyone cheating to win, it was all fun hacks for everyone. We had Moon Jump, Infinite Ammo, Team Killing for actual points, which turned 18-player domination into free-for-all, and that was just fucking awesome. But then, strangely enough, you have people who still actually give a crap about their KD in 2019. Take this guy, for instance. He's hiding under the helipad in High Rise with a grenade launcher and one-man army. You're not going pro, dude. This game's 10 years old. The gameplay can be slow at times for the sake of story, or it can be hand-holdy at points, but it's never a certain time where I hate it for these things, like other first-person shooters. Because there are games that will lead you by the teeth through different missions. Call of Duty World War II, I am looking at you. Modern Warfare 1 went for you being a new recruit in a modern war, while 2, I really want to believe it wants to make you feel like a badass, because you're certainly not a no-name soldier that knows nothing about battlefields.
Target acquired! Push forward! Move!
It's easily worth the $15 in 2019, even if it's just for the story. I was honestly severely heartbroken when we got the leak for the remaster, but it never came out. I would have been okay spending $30 on a campaign-only 4K 60 frames per second update to Modern Warfare 2. It's definitely a game I would recommend to anyone who cares about the Modern Warfare story, but if you don't, just feel free to skip it. So, if all goes according to plan, next time we will be revisiting what is considered to be the return of the Jedi of the series, Modern Warfare 3. We'll see you then.